My dear friend, neighbor, and former high school arch nemesis, Caro, asked me to make a video giving advice on how to adapt your makeup techniques as your skin texture changes when you age. She graciously offered to model, and so without further ado, here are my top 6 tips for makeup on maturing skin. Tip number 1 is exfoliation and hydration. After doing a patch test, I'm using this chemical peel that I liked the ingredients of, and just making a quick dirty joke for her benefit. The number one thing making makeup not sit in a way that you like on your face is dry layers of skin on the surface just hanging out. So I'm leaving this on for 20 minutes, and then we're following up with a nice rich moisturizer that's very gentle and fragrance free. Since her skin just did that chemical peel, we want to be really nice to it. SPF, we got to be doing it, guys. Put a nice generous layer. Not only is this also functioning as a hydrating primer, it's providing crucial protection from the sun's harmful rays, which are trying to kill us. I like to put lip balm on while we do the rest of the makeup to soften the lips. Using a neutral shade with some soft shimmer that's a little bit darker than the skin tone, but not too much darker, you just want to apply it all over the lid. And I'm doing this now because I don't want to deal with fallout in the complexion products later. Tip number 2, open your eyes and look straight ahead. You want this color to gently peek out above the crease, and one of the major changes that happens as we age is our eyelids start to eat our eyeshadow. So you have to actually open your eyes and look ahead to see where the placement is ending up. I'm going to exaggerate this next part for the camera because I really want you guys to see it. I want you to imagine this line from the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye. Everything is going to go along this line for your eyeliner and your eyeshadow. So look straight ahead, mark out that line, and then blend it into your lash line. You don't even have to carry it all the way across. You can meet in the middle, and this is a great way to practice. You don't have to do it this dark, but once you get comfortable with this placement, everything is going to get easier. Now I'm just going to clean up along that line. This is a great cheat for when you make mistakes and you're like, oof, things are looking a little weird, a little heavy. Take a Q-tip and a little bit of moisturizer and clean up on the other side of that edge, right? Just like that. And you get this beautiful lift. Now using a neutral matte color that is, again, just a little bit darker, I'm going to, with the eyes open, place a little bit in that outer corner right up against that angle we just talked about, right over the crease where that little flap of skin is, and it's going to just put some of that dimension back into the face. And then with the eyes closed, we're going to blend out any little creases we might have. Tip number 3, ditch dryness. Even if in the past you felt like you needed more mattifying products and powders, swap those out for more emollient formulas. Right now we're using Sneaky Balm, which is a hydrating skin tint, just to even out the tone and provide a little bit of coverage. Tip number 3, use less. The less product on your face, the less it is going to settle into fine lines. That's why I love Sneaky Balm so much. It actually has a really high concentration of pigment for a skin tint, so you can use this really minuscule amount and still get coverage. What a difference a little bit makes. Using Best Case Concealer in Peach Light, I'm just color correcting right where the dark circles are darkest, and I'm using it so sparingly. Using Best Case Concealer in N13, which is one shade lighter than her skin tone, I'm just adding the lightest layer possible to add a little bit of brightness. Tip number 5, don't fear soft shimmer. There's been advice going around for a long time saying that as we age, we should avoid shimmery products. I could not disagree more. The subtle light reflection is really good at blurring and adding a healthy glow, but I don't want it to be overbearing, so I'm lightly layering it underneath where her bronzer and blush are going to go so it can kind of meld with those products in a natural, healthy way. Radiant Pearl looks gorgeous on her skin tone. Let's bring in some color. I'm using Sculpt and Bronze in the shade Light Medium because it's a good fit for her undertone, and always in light layers, just applying that where the sun would naturally touch her face. So sides and tops of the forehead, bridge of the nose, cheekbones, and adding some lovely natural warmth. An important thing, especially on someone that's very light-skinned like Caro, is to get the sides of the neck and back behind the ears and really blend it out so you don't have a weird tan face floating on top of your body. And doesn't that look relaxing? I'm using Lip and Cheek Mauve for tip number 6, which is don't smile, because when you smile, it causes wrinkles, which can get marked into place with your blush, and it causes a drooping effect because you end up with a lower placement once you stop smiling, and I don't think that's what you want. I'm just softly blending out the edges after I wiped the excess off of my brush. Bonus tip, I am now going to fill in the brows, but as I fill in any little sparse parts, I'm concentrating the color towards the top of the brows, which gives a little natural facelift. Don't worry about your eyebrows being identical, nobody's are. Just concentrate on filling in any little sparse areas. Now I'm using some gel to just brush them up and out, which is also going to add some lift to the face. Oh, she's so beautiful. Now I'm using a highlighting shimmer shadow to just kind of go along the inner corner and around the edges and soften the eyeshadow into the complexion products. Really curling the lashes as much as possible to open the eyes. Now applying mascara. Another bonus tip, I recommend waterproof. As our skin kind of gets closer to itself, mascara can transfer a lot on the lids and underneath. I'm actually just adding a little bit more of that original bronze shade from the beginning because it looks so pretty with her eye color. So I'm putting it on the underside of the lash line, on the kind of outer half, because I like it and it's okay to play. Finishing off the look, I'm using Lip and Cheek Mauve again on the lips. I like a monochromatic look for natural days. I think it's just harmonious and nice. So I'm applying a little bit of this all over the lips, and then I'm actually going to take my finger and kind of softly tap the edges because I think things look nice when they're a little blurred and natural. And now I'm using that same highlight Radiant Pearl and tapping that into the Cupid's bow in the center of the lip. Gorgeous. My last bonus tip, once all of the makeup is done, go back in with a sponge or your finger and tap out that extra bit of product that has started to crease because you know it's going to move anyway, and that way you don't have to deal with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was delightful for me. She is stunning. She looks like Laura Flynn Boyle, and feel free to ask me any questions you have, like and subscribe.